Welcome, my friends. We're looking back at DC Dual Force. This is the Warner Bros. Published digital collectible card game that's going to be competing head-to-head with Snap. We have so much to be able to break down today. The release window for the main game, release window for the beta, and gameplay details about what the game's really going to be looking like I've been able to grab together through doing some internet sleuthing. So we're going to be moving fast in the video, and things seem to be moving very fast for the game's development and release. This is coming from their official Facebook page. We're just weeks away from a deep website to explore and your first day to play. This has been confirmed by a tweet from the developers that it is weeks away in terms of the release window for the main game, and the beta is releasing even sooner, so that is right around the corner, taking us back to their revamped website. Let's refresh and see that opening splash yet again. Now, before we had been treated to a loop of the game's trailer and then had some spoiled parts and some other gameplay, some other details about the game that was published there. Right now, Chrome is literally labeling this DC Dual Force - coming soon. So we get the splash art for the characters. Really hope that we get 3D elements for the cards in the full release. We'll see how that ends up developing. And then you can scroll on down to be able to drop in your info to be able to get into the beta. And we are going to be trying to get in on the ground floor right here at the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be able to see those first glimpses of gameplay right as they come out. But what is that gameplay really going to look like? Now, previous releases from at least the official channels have been pretty tight-lipped about what the turn-to-turn experience was going to be like for the game, but they gave a very detailed interview with GameSpot. Link down below if you want to be able to read the full article. We're going to get the highlights here. The game is going to follow classic collectible card game format of 40 card decks containing minion and action cards, and then the cards are broken down for collection purposes between different rarities of common, rare, super rare, and ultimate. Deck building is further granulated by cards falling into 5 different color-coded factions, tactics being blue, might being red, energy green, anarchy orange, tyranny purple. Can we get any breakdown on what we're looking at here? Okay, so Wonder Woman is might. I believe that is the same as Superman. Batgirl is tactics. That's the same as Batman. Harley Quinn in yellow was energy, and then green for the Flash. Green for the Flash is energy, and then, oh no, orange. Oh, Harley Quinn being anarchy is orange. Okay, this, of course, it makes sense. The cornerstones of your deck are going to be the 2 leaders that you choose, which can be heroes or villains, mixed and matched however you want, and then you can fill out the rest of your deck, fleshing it out with cards from their 2 factions, or you should be able to play just mono factions as well. Matches start with the leaders for both players spawning in the back corners of a 3x2 grid board. This is incredibly claustrophobic. I'm playing Snap to Death right now, and I find that to be very tight with just 12 spaces to both players. So cutting that in half, it's going to be a cage match between these supers, and I am here for it. Oh man, it is a resourceless game in terms of playing cards. You're allowed 2 card plays per turn, and then you gain 1 charge, which is a currency that is going to accrue per turn. You can spend your charges to be able to access your leader abilities. All leaders have 2 abilities, and they cost different amounts based on how powerful they are. From images of leader cards that have been leaked, so here we go. We've got an example. I believe this is all subject to change for what Superman is actually going to be performing like, but every leader is going to have these 2 abilities, different price points, a number of charges you have to spend, but they don't have this yellow circle is attack. Leaders have not been shown with any attack native on the card. It looks like you're going to have to spend charges to be able to get a leader to attack, and only getting 1 per turn. It's going to be pretty interesting to try and find the right pacing for how aggro you can be and how aggressive you can play with your leaders rather than trying to set up other combos and win through your minions. I'm really excited for how that kind of dynamic can play out. There are a whole slew of different status effects that have been leaked. None of them are revolutionary compared to other collectible card games. If you guys are familiar with the genre, I think that everything here is going to make sense to you. What I find very intriguing after the Harley Quinn is the update of a focus on PvE, and also little breadcrumbs that they've given us about card acquisition mechanics. Every week there's going to be new free PvE offerings. These are going to be tied to comic book stories, classic comic episodes that are then going to play out in-game for you to be able to mess around with. I think they're going to dictate what 2 leaders you have to bring, and then what villains you're going to oppose in terms of some kind of story setup, along with unique rule sets that's going to make that PvE challenging and different than a normal straight-up battle. This PvE content is going to be the main source of free card acquisition, with 3 free cards being given out per the weekly installment of the PvE battle mode comic book brawl, however they end up branding it. The rest of card acquisition is going to be through a pack store. I'm assuming this is going to be a system similar to Yu-Gi-Oh's setup, and there is going to be a subscription model that's going to give you a couple free card packs every month, ideally at a bargain price, and then you can spend however much you want if you want to be able to grab all of the cards in the game. Major card expansions are going to be coming on a quarterly basis, and here in the interview, the dev team is saying that they are putting a really high weight on keeping up with the weekly releases of new PvE content, and these major expansions is something that they really want to have bring life to their game. Well, this is all coming together much faster than I had anticipated for this game, and I am incredibly excited. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when we release our next update. We're going to be doing update videos for all of the major news releases here for DC Dual Force leading into the beta. Join up on the Discord if you want another way to be able to stay in touch. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.